Good afternoon, everybody. It is our second annual NBA trade deadline show. Oh, yeah. We were on for the trade deadline last year, and I guess since I'm doing it again this year, it's the second annual here as we step into the Winklerverse to break down all the trades that are happening in the NBA, specifically from a Bucks angle, with the Milwaukee Bucks acquiring Patrick Beverley for a second-round pick 3 years from now, and Cameron Payne. We are brought to you by Happy Place Hemp, which, look at this. Drift into happiness. It's a citrus. 10 milligrams THC, 10 of CBD. I will be having one of these tomorrow when I go to the Bucks game. To see Patrick Beverley? I don't know. He is also, I think, still live doing an emergency podcast where I dipped into that a little bit. Again, Patrick Beverley traded to the Bucks from the Sixers, which is interesting for them. I'm not sure what they are doing. I think like the Springer kid started the other night. They must like him, but we'll talk about that a little bit as well. I wanted to play the clip from Patrick Beverley. Again, check out, they got a new seltzer at Happy Place Hemp. They did this with 1840 Brewing. Remember, they sponsored our tailgate? So this is a great marriage of two Winklerverse supporters. And you can get this at a couple of different places. You can get it at their location, the Happy Place Hemp physical location in Muskego. You can get it at Ray's in Tosa, and you can get it online, happyplacehemp.com. On these, if you buy 3 or more 4-packs, then you'll get free shipping on it. So check it out, happyplacehemp.com. Promo code is BART, happyplacehemp.com. Promo code BART for 25% off your orders. Here is Patrick Beverley. I believe who he called was Malik Beasley. I'll just play the audio. And he was trying to figure out who was on the Bucks. And also, there's a little history with him and Dame he needs to figure out. So here he is. He's going live.
My boy B's dead. Okay. hey, yeah, I'm looking for you, buddy. What's up, buddy?
What's up, brother?
Hey, Doc, go let me do my thing over there.
I know.
Hey, so who else on the team?
That you fuck with?
No. It's Dame, Giannis,
Like fuck with KP?
Brook Lopez, Bobby, you, Jay Crowder.
Yeah.
Okay, nah, that's not me.
Remember New Year's?
What was New Year's?
Remember when we saw Dame?
Oh, yeah, I pressed down here. No, I got to get my relationship right with Dame. Gotta get my relationship right with Dame. Man, time with the championship back.
Him and Dame have gone at it, as competitors would. Him and Dame have gone at it in the past. And it's like he did the whole Dame time thing, and he told him he'd kick his ass, I think, at one point also. So there's a little bit of history there. Patrick Beverley also, and so now we have a new podcast that we have to listen to every week, the Pat Bev podcast, because I think he drops them every Wednesday. But on one of his shows, he did what's maybe the best Giannis impression out there.
No. Something he said, oh, all right, duck and smoke. All right, we laugh about it, right? I'm watching somebody work out, just waiting on my time. Giannis is walking out the locker room to the court, stops the coaches. Excuse me, guys. Stops the coaches. He the true story. Stop the coaches. Excuse me, guys. Greek, what up, G? Never duck smoke, Pat. Never duck smoke. I said, why the fuck you ain't playing, Greek? Yeah, I was in the back eating pasta, but never duck smoke, Pat. Never. Yeah, I like you, Pat. I like you. You want to win championship? I like you. You come to Milwaukee, Pat. I like you. I'm not fuck that. You come to Minnesota. No. Never come here, Pat. But yeah. The duck.
So that, I mean, just some good stuff. There's a lot of good content, and I will at some point figure out how to not play it like this on my phone up to a microphone. But there is a lot of good content out there with Patrick Beverley. Of course, he was the one that jumped on the scores table when the Timberwolves won a play-in tournament game. So I think the trade's good. We'll finally break it down here. I think the trade is good. You've got a guy that is going to come and play defense. Obviously, I think there's some Doc Rivers influence here, but you've got a guy who's going to come and play defense. Cameron Payne was a good acquisition at the time. I just don't know that he ever really found a role or carved out the role that we were looking for him to have. And this guy will add defensively. Obviously, he's a point guard. He can carry the ball when Dame's not out there. But I think the defense and the attitude is what's better than everything. And for Cameron Payne, I mean, he's in Philadelphia now. I think it is an upgrade for this team. And the other thing they gave up was a 2027 second-round pick. Q's on a walk. Q, I got to tell you, excited. I just took a walk. I took a walk today. Holy shit, man. Walking outside really makes you feel good. I got to do that more. It's amazing.
Yeah, between NBA trade deadline and beautiful Milwaukee weather, it's a great day.
So I haven't missed any other Bucks trades yet, have I? We're about right now, as we're recording, we're about 20 minutes until 2:00 Central Time, the deadline.
Twitter is chattering that there's more coming, so we'll see. But if this is all we do, I'm happy with Pat Bev because, like you said, Cam wasn't going to play. He became redundant when we traded for Dame, so I will miss his energy and his he's kind of just a weird dude. So
Pat Bev?
No, well, I guess both of them for different reasons. I just always thought Cam was kind of funny on the bench. It seemed like he kept everybody engaged. So, but he was just a bench guy. So,
yeah, I'm not sure how big of an impact he had statistically, or even in the games. It was just all right, campaign's out here. We're waiting for Dame to come back.
Yeah, he was redundant. But in that, I watched the whole Pat Bev surprise pod, and he went on to say that he really knows Doc's defense, and he referenced some guy named Rex who is running the defense for Doc. So Pat was saying that he's going to be an immediate voice telling people where to go on the court. So I think it seems like a good move.
Well, I hope so too. I feel good. A couple of comments coming in on YouTube. Hey, Mark's here too. Well, how you been, Mark?
Good.
I was expecting. Go ahead. What?
I was expecting Patrick Beverley. That came out of nowhere.
It kind of did, yeah. He wasn't a rumored guy. The Sixers aren't sellers, so from their standpoint, again, I'm not sure how much the Embiid injury changed things. I think they have some guys that they like, but to trade Patrick Beverley, I am kind of surprised about that. He seems excited, so I mean that's great. All right, I want to read a couple comments here. Corey says he won his group pool of how fast Q would jump on this show. Wow. Hey, we're happy to have you. Jake R is excited. We got a little dog back in us. TV Fanatic says we still need to get rid of the other Pat. Ken wants to know if the seltzer has high caffeine. No. No calories either. HappyPlaceHemp.com. M Shark likes the hat. It's never seen a flatter brim. I protect this baby. I protect this thing. Horst, whole time here, he's never had a bad trade or acquisition. That's from Chuck.
No,
no, come on.
Yeah, the Serge Ibaka trade was bad.
What did we give up for him? Dante?
Yeah.
Who did we trade for Paul Gasol?
What?
When we traded for Paul Gasol, who was that trade?
remember us trading for him. Oh, you mean like way at the end of his career?
Oh, he signed here on a buyout.
He just signed us. Yeah, he was dead. Like he was the corpse of himself.
Yeah, all right. Jake R says I need to check a Chris Haynes tweet. All right, do that.
So I just looked.
Damian Lillard on becoming teammates with Pat Bev. First, I want to say I'm sad to see campaign go. We developed a friendship that I cherish. As for Pat, he brings an edge and a defensive tenacity on the perimeter that we need. There are not many players who bring it nightly like him. I look forward to working together. Our past personal issues don't trump on an opportunity to win a championship. So
I feel like
that relationship was so like toxic when they played against each other that Pat Bev with Dame, that Dame either needed to trade text Chris Haynes right away, or Chris Haynes is like, dude, Dame, you got to say something. Thanks, Jake. That's funny.
That seemed like something he had Chat GPT write for him. It was so canned, but I'm glad he squashed it right away. Pat's on a
Mark, do you have
deal.
Mark, any other thoughts for you?
No.
You're just here to hang out?
Yeah. I can go out if you want me to.
All right. Well, if you got anything else to say, raise your hand or come back in.
All right.
All right, Mark. Good to see.
Good to see Mark.
Good to see Mark. All right. Other trades we got today. PJ Washington is going to the Mavs for Grant Williams and Seth Curry in a pick. I'm very excited we don't have Grant Williams. I don't think there could have been any way, shape, or form I even pretended to root for that guy. We've signed guys before that I haven't liked, that I came around on, whether that was Dellavedova or Grayson Allen. I don't think I could have ever done it with Grant Williams. Ever.
I guess, like, Charlotte's still sellers, so that could turn into a 3-team deal. But I know you're happy.
The Raptors are trading Dennis Schroeder to the Nets for Spencer Dinwiddie. Raptors are interesting. They've been like, I don't know. And then Dinwiddie's like actively quit on the Nets. The Thunder are getting Gordon Hayward. The Knicks got Bojan Bogdanovic and Alec Burks from the Pistons, giving away a bunch of guys they don't really play. Quentin Grimes got in there a little bit. Malachi Flynn, rerouting him. Evan Fournier, who you forget is in the league until you see him in a transaction like this. But I would say the Knicks, I think, like, I know the Cavs are playing really well and the Knicks have been playing really well. I think the Knicks are the real deal. I think they could mess up. And now with this Embiid injury, I've thought it was Bucks, Celtics, Sixers. But I think the Knicks, I think they're the real deal, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, they're probably 4 seed is their ceiling, and they're definitely going to be a playing team at worst. So, but I would not be afraid of them in the playoffs as constructed, but maybe they're not done wheeling and dealing today.
Oh, got another deal. Mark, you just messaged me. What did you see?
Doug McDermott went to the Pacers.
Doug McDermott to the Pacers.
He
right.
seems like he's a fit for them.
Mark, you're going to be our breaking news guy. So when something else happens,
Okay.
let me know, okay?
All right.
All right. Mark is my shams today. Because I can't read all this.
We got to get Shep on here sometime.
David Shepard?
Yeah,
Yeah, we could get Shep on here.
that'd be so fun.
Shep's a busy guy.
I know. I think he works 24/7. Is he just a robot? Like anytime I tune in to CBS Sports, he's on.
Well, and he has a show on Sunday mornings from 2 to 6 in the morning.
Wow.
On top of the work I do with him. So
Is it like a church show?
no, it's the Church of David Shepherd. It is called the Good Shepherd.
Yeah.
So it does work in that way. All right. Sal says Horst needs to be fired.
Can you
Well, I got something
elaborate on
Bucks
that?
related. Hey, I got something Bucks related to say. What's the deal here? And I understand that it was not going well with the players. A lot of that we figured out and we learned of later. Adrian Griffin did not start 1-4. Okay? I'm just saying, I'm not saying Doc should be fired. In fact, that would be ridiculous. See? And I like the fact that people are like, oh, well, they were missing starters and West Coast trip. And like, these aren't excuses, they're reasons. You're seeing better from the Bucks, maybe. Okay. Yeah, see the forest from the trees, sure. But man, just it's like you view the spectrum how you want to view it. You want Doc to be good, so you're going to view it that way. You wanted Adrian to be bad, so you viewed it that way. You gave him no benefit of the doubt. Now, you were right, so I should shut up, but it is just annoying to see. We got another update from Mark. Mark, what's your latest?
Apparently, Atlanta's not trading Murray, Dejounte Murray. He's staying in Atlanta.
Who is that from?
Woj.
Woj?
Yeah, that's been reported since yesterday. So I guess he's just confirming it.
No. Mark's our insider. Don't.
Yeah,
No,
don't slander me.
No. I'm not
Yeah, Mark.
Mark.
Fight him, Mark.
They've been saying since yesterday that he was unlikely to be traded. So
Well, there's two of you here, and only one of you guys brought that to my attention, and it was Mark.
Kuz is off the market too in Washington.
Well, look at you. Look at this source off that we have here. All right, Mark, I'm going to send you back to the research room.
All right.
Let me know if you got anything else.
All right.
All right, Mark's in the research room. Fat Matt says Pat is going to help with defensive identity. I wanted Wiggins, but Bev is a great Giannis impression. That he does.
Bart,
Kevin, hold on here. What?
I was going to ask, where did you see that it was the 2027 second?
From Woj?
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
Because I was concerned it was going to have to be the Portland second. But we can still get Wiggins with what we have left.
The Portland second's for 24, right?
Yes. And they suck. So,
but nobody likes this. Nobody likes this class. Nobody likes this class.
But
nobody wants these picks.
You have better contract rights in the second than you do in the first. So people really covet that, the beginning of the second round, which is where Portland appears to be headed.
All right. Kevin said a few things. This trade has made them objectively worse. Pat Beverley is like Doc Rivers. They're at their best now on television and podcasts. First Doc Rivers and then Pat Beverley. Is it super obvious we're tucking it in? Oh, it's just an absolute hater. Let's go back to Mark. Mark's got another update. Mark?
Apparently, Robin Lopez is being traded to the Kings.
What?
Whoa, Robin Lopez?
Yeah.
For what?
I don't know yet. I just saw it.
Hey, Mark, thanks for playing along with this. I think this is working out.
Yeah, this is
fantastic.
Awesome. Apparently,
we got our own guy. All right, so Robin Lopez to the Kings?
Yeah, apparently Bucks are extending cash in the deal.
So maybe we're getting
know.
a second back? We're getting more ammo.
Hey, so Brooke Lopez, they just had a baby, right? Is that it?
Yes.
Brooke Lopez, when he missed a game, I'm not 100% sure Doc Rivers knew we had two Lopezes. I think he thought he was starting center Lopez, and then he's like, wait a minute, this guy sucks. That's why he only played 4 minutes in that first game. That's what I think happened. Maybe not. I thought that would land better.
Yeah, I heard that on the national. So
I already made that joke.
I was laughing on mute.
All right. Tony in Texas is always good to laugh. Yeah, Mark, I'm going to send you back to the research room.
All right.
Let me know when you got more.
All right.
All right.
Yeah,
Mark's back
back to the
research
lab,
room.
Mark. Find something good.
Mark's been digging. He's been grinding. We got
Q's
8
taking a
minutes
walk.
until the deadline. 8 minutes.
Q's
Tony-
taking a walk.
Q's taking a walk. Tony, thoughts from you? Tony, you joined to share
Well,
your
I
thoughts?
think you should
Thoughts
be on
from
that
you?
walk with Q. Can you hear me?
Yes, we heard you.
Bart should be taking that walk with Q. You guys can hold hands together with your boyfriend.
Okay. I took a walk today. I went for a walk. I went for a walk today. I enjoyed the walk. So I went for an hour walk right before this. I enjoyed it so much. I'm not kidding. I was like, holy shit, this is amazing. And this is free. Like I can feel this good for free. It was amazing. Wow.
It's the year of Barty. It's the year of Barty. You got it going on, my man. Hey, okay. About
It's
this
a Barty
trade? I
party.
think it's a good trade for the Bucks in the short term. I mean, obviously, in Q, I think you and I would agree with this. It's going to be up to the main guys to come through in the clutch. The main guys like Giannis, Chris Middleton, and especially Dame Lillard. Did I see a stat when Dame scores at least 25 points? They're like, they have this awesome record. So those three guys come up in the clutch. They're going to win.
Oh, I got that
These are just
stat.
fringe
I just sent that to my buddy the other day, and this was before the other night. So Dame was out. So I guess it's now Bucks are 10-15 when Damian either doesn't play or scores less than 25, 23-3 when he hits 25. I've seen a lot of people like frustrated that we haven't gotten the best version of Dame yet. Which okay, but to say like the trade was bad or they're chasing a ghost or any of this kind of shit is ridiculous. Is really ridiculous.
I think everyone in this room right now would agree you still make that trade, right?
I'd make it today, knowing you make it. Yes,
Absolutely.
Drew isn't I mean, how much have you heard about Drew in Boston?
Not a lot.
Not
lately.
much.
Dame's a GD All-Star starter. And I know he had two cities voting for him, but we did it.
Well, what gets offensive to me with the East Coast media, I do think there is a bias, and you're working national now, so maybe you see some of this too. But when you start comparing Terry Rozier to Dame Lillard, I got a problem with that, Bart. I really do. That's just weird, and I don't understand that.
Yeah, I think it's just cult from Heat fans. Eric on YouTube, I got some more comments here. He says Q looks like a retired Rocky. Let's see.
Can I ask Tony a question?
Yes.
So Tony, you're a basketball coach. Do you ever keep somebody on the team who's been with you a while just because they know your system and it ends up being like a coach on the floor or an extra voice in practice?
Well, hell yeah. I mean, my guy Bryson, who's been kicking ass, he's been with me 4 years. And these guys that are like system guys where they know what to do and they understand what's going on, you've got to have guys in your team because when they're on the floor, they're actually a coach on the floor, Q. That's a good question. So,
and that's what I think they've done with Pat Beverley here. This is a fast forward on integrating Doc's system into this team. So he's got one of his guys, a Doc guy on the team. And I like that he's a dog because we didn't have any real dogs. Like people say Bobby's a fake dog. Pat Bev is a real dog. So I'm excited.
I'm sick of the whole dog thing.
Well,
because I feel like when PJ Tucker said that, remember that pep rally? Nothing cool happened at that pep rally. No one could hear shit.
of course.
I loved it. I was there. It was amazing if you were there.
Well, yeah, if you were in like the first 20 rows, it was good.
Oh,
But nobody could hear behind. I was set up in media like a real snake, and nobody could hear behind it. So we kept looking for like a moment and say something. It was like say a line. And then PJ's like, We dogs. And everyone's like
60 times.
oh, we are dogs. I've always disliked it.
I thought my favorite part was when Bud was just like so drunk he couldn't talk or walk, like, and he almost like tripped on his own feet. You guys want to see some ducks?
Do I want to see some ducks? Absolutely.
You know what my favorite part? My favorite part was actually Dante almost crying. That was kind of moving that Dante was crying because he didn't want to be forgotten. And now Dante, we could use Dante DiVincenzo right now, actually.
Dante's amazing.
Yeah, Dante would probably be our.
Did you say Nick's playing game before? Is that what you said? Q?
Nick's playing.
Someone's in the comments. I thought it was either you or someone fighting in the
It
comments.
wasn't me.
Knicks are going to be a top 3 seed, man. They're good.
Oh, I said that their floor is a play-in team. Their ceiling is a top 3 or 4.
I think their floor is like 5. I mean, they are good.
I think that says more about the East than it does about the Knicks. I really like Brunson though, but I question Randall in big games.
The comments are asking what Mark is doing. He says there's some news. Is there news, Mark?
There's a couple.
Well, where you been?
Well, do you want I thought I just wanted. Well, Jay Springer sent to the Celtics from 76ers.
Springer sent to the Celtics? I thought he was the guy they were going to use to replace Pat Bev.
Bart, you got any play like music for him, like little interruption music? The breaking news.
It sounds like Joel Embiid needs surgery. Then he was trying to avoid it, but if they're breaking everything down, it must be a lost season.
All right, Mark, give us all the news.
The Raptors are keeping Bruce Brown.
Oh, wow.
You got music? Like, what is this?
Come on, Mark.
Let's
go.
Sports update. Come on.
It's Mark's
Professional,
music.
Mark.
This is your music.
Yeah.
You're no Tim Shea, Mark.
What else you got?
I think the
Get
music's
Shep in
throwing
here.
Mark
That's it
off.
for now.
Yeah, the music.
He throws
Mark
up.
can either listen to music or read, not both.
Mark has been the star of the show today.
All right, that's it.
Mark, back to the lab, Mark.
Back to the lab.
All right, so what happened? Jaden Springer's to the Celtics?
Yeah.
So this are the Sixers
He's
quitting?
like 80. He's 80% a Dame, I heard, because he's on the Celtics.
Yeah. This is the new.
Hey, I gotta ask this, Bart. Hey,
What?
what's your brother saying about Wiggins? What's your bro saying about Wiggins?
We haven't talked about that.
What's he saying off the record?
Blink
I'm
twice.
serious. He won't tell me anything.
Wiggins is my top
He
choice.
values
If we
his
land him, I'm gonna be real excited. Oh, Dinwiddie getting waived. Let's go.
Oh, a little okay. Where do you think he's going? LA?
I hope he comes to us.
He ain't coming to us.
We got a spot.
Whoa, the Celtics are trading Delano Banton to the Blazers. Come on, Mark.
I don't know that guy, so I didn't.
Me neither. I think you can't be tell. Woj has been messing up his words. Though. That might be a mistype. So Robin Lopez is expected to be waived and become a free agent. You think we could get him?
Robin Lopez?
Yeah.
Is this true? They're really
the Kings are just
Robin?
gonna they got him to waive him for money.
I don't know if we can immediately re-sign him, but I think we can in like 4 weeks or something. There's rules on that.
So there's a pretty quiet deadline. I mean, a lot of trades had happened. OG and
Sometimes they trickle in for like a half hour.
Wiggins is staying in Golden State.
Wiggins is staying.
I think. Hey, you didn't mention that Gordon Hayward trade, did you, Mark?
No, I had covered that one before Mark became our
Okay.
insider. Yeah, Thunder making moves. All right, so now it's about buyout market, I guess.
Did Minnesota make a move?
No.
Yes.
What?
No.
Was it Morris?
Oh.
Which one?
Monte Morris? From
Monte
Detroit?
Morris. Not even one of the brothers.
Marcus Morris got traded. Who that guy?
Yeah.
Daniil House was waived after a trade. David Roddy was traded. I mean, this was not Royce O'Neal. Was Pat Bev the biggest trade of the day? Maybe
Well,
Gordon Hayward?
Didn't Buddy get traded? Buddy Hield?
Hield from Indiana is big.
He's the biggest.
Bogdanovich?
Q,
Oh, I didn't
do you
see
think-
Hield. Where did he go?
Buddy Hield got traded from Indiana to
Was it Detroit?
oh gosh.
Oh, to the Sixers.
Oh, Sixers. Okay.
Corey Joseph got traded to the Pacers last second.
Oh yeah, for
Who did?
Corey Joseph?
Oh, from the Warriors?
Yeah,
For what?
don't know.
Here's a Sixers fan going through his thought process. This guy's name is Dan. He says, trading for Buddy Hield. Good. He'll make them better. Trading Pat Bev for Campaign. Pretty unnecessary. Payne is worse than Bev. Don't understand it. Trading Jaden Springer to their arch rival for a second-round pick. I fell to my knees and cried out in pain. Yeah, I don't understand. I mean, Buddy Hield's one thing. Embiid is probably out for the regular season, do we think?
I would assume so.
torn meniscus.
I mean, I think they said a month at least. That puts you into mid-March. Another month is April when the playoffs start. The Sixers have been falling in the standings. And, you know, now we're past the All-Star break, or we're going to be, but past the trade deadline. So now you got to look at that as a little more.
I think
Celtics
aren't they
right now in first, Cavs 2, Bucks 3, Knicks 4, Sixers 5, Pacers 6, and then just a bunch of shit. What?
Q.
I was
gotta
gonna
ask a question.
I was going to
Horst,
say, I think
if
the
this team-
Sixers are
If this
fifth.
team does not, if this team does not get out of the first round, is John Horst in the hot seat?
No.
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 He might win Executive of the Year.
No.
It says if this
that's
doesn't
not
work,
gonna happen.
then buy Giannis.
What? You people. I'm
Well,
gonna get you
Jimmy
with
says
the
I got my
Eagles at 206.
sources.
I don't.
Better not
This-
be.
I think this
well,
is
the
about
Knicks
what
are
I
going to be
expected.
aggressive. The Knicks are going to be aggressive. They're getting these assets, and they're going to try to get Giannis.
Giannis is under contract for like 8 years.
They have nothing we want.
I know, but if they find any kind of chink in the armor, they're going to put it out there in the media and just start saying stuff.
No,
It's not happening.
There's not a Giannis discussion. There's no Giannis part of this today.
I think I was not expecting much once we signed Doc Rivers, because I thought that was a sign that there nobody wanted the assets that we have. So, and I don't hate keeping Bobby. Like, we need some height on this team. I think he's averaging like 8 rebounds a game.
I'm glad you brought that up. You know, I know Bobby's defense can be ass, and he doesn't block a lot of shots, and he's hit and miss at times, but he at least has that kind of temperament like Pat Beverley has. And to trade him, I think would have been a huge mistake. It would have been a trade just to make a trade. I don't get that.
And getting rid of Robin, we have an extra roster spot, so they must have somebody in mind.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah,
So our
Robin's
Bucks fans, like, what's going to be the temperature? Because they got better. they still have Bobby and Pat, who everybody had their goodbye celebration for, party on Tuesday. We don't want these guys anymore, but they are here and they will play. We didn't trade Ajax or Marjan or any of these young guys, but I don't know that they're going to play. AJ Green's been playing a little bit. Doc really doesn't play the younger guys as much, which is a thing we are used to with Bud. So our Bucks fans going to be happy with the moves today. I guess Well, Robin Lopez. That'll be okay. Now we have, thank God. Thank God we have the 15th spot to talk about. No franchise loves that 15th spot better than we do.
I think the biggest move today was freeing up a roster spot for the buyout market, because that's where Horst makes his magic every year.
Yeah, like we were talking earlier, Paul Gasol.
Hey, I know you're laughing about that 15th place on the roster, but look at Sam Merrill right now. He's tearing it up.
Well, yeah, we traded away Merrill. He's great. We traded away Dante. He's great. What the hell are we doing? What about there's a guy with the Herd right now.
Don't trade him.
There's a guy with the Herd that used to play for the Lakers, Wenyen Gabriel, who's playing well. I don't know if they want to bring him up. Now they have to pick up somebody. And if you're gonna throw out Dinwiddie or whoever, they don't have a backup center. Like, all right, Giannis, Bobby, but Giannis is not starting at center. And then Bobby, they're not going to play him at center. Giannis would be the center in that position.
I argue it's not really going to matter until we won't need to worry about that until playoff time.
Well, even if what if Brooke has another baby? What if his wife gets super quick pregnant and he has to miss 2 more games? Like who's starting? Who's going to play those 4 minutes and then not see the floor the rest of the time?
Here's the question I have. And I'm going to bounce after this. This is the question. You're playing the Celtics. Who's your last 5 to close? Who's your 5 guys to close that game, Q and Bart?
I think it's Giannis, Mids, Dame, Pat, Bev.
Pat Bev.
You got to close with Pat Bev.
That's what I'm thinking too.
Brooke or Bees.
Maybe.
Otherwise you're closing with your starters.
Or
and then does Pat Bev come in for Bees?
I think so.
Yeah. I
think you swap. Think so.
I guess it depends if Kristoff is in there or not for the Celtics. Then you can play Brooke. If he's not in there, then you're probably playing Pat Bev and the guy from Marquette.
All right. I'm just looking at some friends of show Bucks fans and podcasters to see what some other opinions are.
Yeah, what's Ty saying?
Ty Windish says Pat Bev in a roster spot for campaign, Robin Lopez in a second is not good enough for me. Bucks need to acquire a time machine to get their bench vets playing better or get Doc to trust the young guys. They did not get the overhaul that they needed. The Bucks cannot sign Dinwiddie, Marcus Morris, Kyle Lowry, or anybody else bought out midseason who makes more than the mid-level exemption.
Oh, because of the second apron. Wah, wah.
Well,
all right.
I disagree with that.
Let's see what Trey says.
Was because the 5. I was saying, Bart, the 5 that you mentioned to close against the Celtics, I actually feel like that team could win that game with that 5. With the matchups, you probably would put Lillard on Drew and put Pat Bev on Derek White. Then you got Brooke and Porzingis, and you got Giannis and Mids matching up with Jaylen Brown and Tatum.
Trey Crosby says to Ty's tweet, or we just need Dame to be Dame. I think that's a lot of it right now. I think a lot of it is Dame needs to be Dame.
He will be. So
All right. Anybody else I should look at? Sparky says, so no wing defender for the Bucks?
what's Nate Marzian say?
Nate Marzian says, met a girl last night. She said, do you like Giannis? And I said, I'm just kidding. That's always what he does. Hey, babe. Can't meet you out. Game 6 is on NBA TV. Nate says, people will want more from the Bucks at the deadline. I probably wanted more. They found a decent middle ground, upgraded bench defense, can now get a buyout guy. Still have Bobby, Pat, Marjan to use in a bigger deal this summer when they have 2 firsts to trade as well.
Yep. Yeah,
So yeah, that was an interesting question about John Horst, because if they do exit early, not saying it'll be the first round or whatever, but if they do get bounced early, I don't know that there can be any, like, what's going to be the accountability. You know, last year we fired Bud. The coach, Doc Rivers, ain't getting fired. We're not paying a 4th coach. John Horst isn't going anywhere.
Yeah.
I don't think there
You're
needs
right,
to
Bart.
be accountability.
Tony.
But there has to be. He hired the coach. So Q.
So you think you were John Horst? Who wants my tongue?
Your wife.
Yeah.
So I don't think John Horst hired Adrian Griffin. I do think he selected Doc Rivers.
Tony, what was the call? Tony had a call the other night. Where you were, what did you say? You were something about, you were like, oh yeah. So there's been a bunch of kids calling into my show, like 12-year-old and 13, and Tony calls in. He goes, "Hey Bart, what's up? I don't know what's up with all these kids calling. I'd like to know what some of their moms are up to." Like any fishnet Tony can get out there, he's getting. I love it.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Can I swear on this show right now? This fucking JMO that calls your show. Jeez. I don't know what to think about him. I swear, who's your boss in that CBS show?
You guys don't know him.
Does he ever say, like, who the hell are these people calling your show, man?
No, it's just they're part of the larger Winklerverse, man.
All right.
I gotta get you on the national show with your updates. Nothing new in the last 20 minutes, Mark?
PJ Tucker's staying with Clippers.
No PJ, huh? Clippers look good. I think they lost last night, right, to the Pelicans, but
yeah,
they might be the real deal too. We're gonna get a Clippers Knicks final. Oh, that'll be nuts.
There is not a chance in the world that the Knicks make the finals.
I would go.
But I understand you have to hype that up now that you're a national media member.
Oh, there's none of that going on, Q. The Knicks are legit.
They're not a finals contender.
They're 3 right now. They're 3. If we're 1 or 2, then the Celtics are the other one, and then the Knicks are 3.
And I didn't think what they put together was going to work. They put that whole Villanova crew together with Hart and Dante and Brunson. I got to say, it's kind of cool that that's working. I mean, to credit to them, they got the new GM. The Knicks, I will say it's cute, and I know you want to talk about Giannis. I do think if there is anything from Giannis's camp that he is unhappy, that the Knicks are going to go fishing for Giannis. Not to say the Bucks will bite, but I could see it happening in the offseason if the Bucks get bounced in the first round.
I guarantee that the Knicks fish every offseason and they get told to fuck off. So there's not a chance that we trade him to the Knicks. Like, we would let him sit out a year before we would trade him to the Knicks. Guaranteed. Like, I can't see a world where that happens unless it's like 5 years from now. So they traded for Dame. They're going to at least give this
Well,
a
this is
shot.
how that
2
shit
years.
works.
Like,
You-
how many years did they try and make it work in the Nets? It was 2 or 3 years where they had a super team. You don't just blow it up like a year later. It's not going to happen.
I'm looking at Frank Madden. He says he did not enjoy campaign defense, but he did enjoy the campaign vibes. Oh, let's see what the blog boys say. Let's see what the Griffin haters say. Archon 14 says Bucks' big deadline move was checks notes. Probably ducking the second apron for this season. Okay, don't be bitching about finances when the Bucks fired Adrian Griffin and now are paying 3 coaches. They're paying Doc Rivers $15 million a season. Don't be bitching. They did your move. Don't be bitching about them now ducking a tax apron. They got the move. They did what you wanted. That's weak ass shit, man.
Well,
That's lame.
they're ducking the apron because of the rules.
Jimmy
It
Haslam.
affects what you can do in the buyout market. So
Paul Henning was hoping for more.
The Bucks are the anti.
Anybody else?
Of course, but
anybody else that we should check in on?
So the Athletic gave us an A- for the trade, and they gave the Sixers a C.
Now, who did the grading? Oh, Robin Lopez has tweeted. He said, I enjoyed being teammates with Patrick Beverley for all of an hour and 45 minutes. I'll never forget those times.
He's hilarious.
you gotta love Robin.
Then somebody responded to him and said, thanks for all the memories in Sacramento. King's legend, once a king, always a king. He says, I hope to see my number in the rafters someday.
Well, I guess it was a lackluster trade deadline, but at least we got incrementally better.
But I think, I mean, we did get better, right? We still have Bobby and Pat, which people don't like. But I'm going to contend with this, and I'll never be proven wrong or right. So it's like one of these shit things to say, but I still think the team as constructed with Adrian Griffin, the team we had game 1, I think that it was good enough to win a title. I think that the players and personnel they had was good enough, and any play could have overcome bad coaching. I still will believe that. Now, if the Griff shit got out of bounds, fine. So take him out of it. But I still believe that core of players is good enough. We haven't seen the Dame that we need to see yet. We've seen good Dame. He's still an all-star. Okay. See you, Tony. But this is a good basketball team. They got a little bit better where they needed to get better. Jimmy says we got better where we needed to get better. Perimeter D. Pat Bev is going to be a difference maker. And now it really is up to Bobby Portis and Pat Connaughton and even Damian Lillard playing better. And we are now in the flat circle of it all where we just have to be better. Play better.
I really like Pat Bev. It feels like he's a guy that can get more out of the people that he plays with. Like, he's an instigator. He might be getting older, but like, I feel like this team's identity is family first. Like, anything you hear about the team culture is like the kids come into the locker room, all that stuff, which is great. But it took PJ Tucker coming in and shaking things up and telling people, including the coach, to get their shit together. And I think that's what Pat can do. And I really like that he was genuinely excited when he realized that, like, the person running this defense was somebody that he knew. And I think his exact words were like, oh, that guy's going to let me be me. Like, I am pumped. I'm going to, like, go back and listen to his podcast, like his emergency podcast. Like, he seemed excited. And I think hopefully that's enough to get us over the top. And I trust I trust John Horst to fill that roster spot with something. Hopefully it's a backup center or at least a power forward, but he's going to put the best person in there to get us over the hump. But I don't know. I feel for anybody who was holding their breath that Bobby and Pat were both going to be traded. I didn't like most of the options. I thought that it would just take one. It would kind of like steal from one pocket, but you'd leave the other pocket empty. Like, meaning like we might get a little better, but it would just make a new hole on the roster. So I don't know. I guess this is better than I expected when I woke up this morning, so I'll take it.
Not everybody's happy. Brendan says, how is the team family first when Robin just got traded? Richard says, after all the hype and how the Bucks are being aggressive on trade talks, all we get is Pat Bev failure. Well,
Yeah, I think
they are better than they were 3 hours ago. So,
yeah, anyone who had their hopes up is going to feel let down because their expectations didn't.
Tommy says, Pat's back, gone, pissed me off every time he shoot the ball and he just do stupid shit in clutch time because us a freaking TF. Great. I don't know. Buyout market's still happening. All right, Bobby Marks. The following teams are ineligible to sign a player that was waived who had a pre-existing salary of $12.4 million or more. Milwaukee, Denver, Miami, Phoenix, Boston, Clippers, Golden State. So that's basically Dinwiddie, right?
But Celtics weren't on that list, were they?
Yeah.
They were?
They are. Yep.
Okay. So, yeah, that's good. That's all. Most of the people, like, contenders.
Two of the top three teams in the East, Boston and Milwaukee, cannot sign a buyout player whose contract was more than $12.4 million. If a buyout market player wants to play for an East contender, the Knicks and the Cavs have suddenly topped the list. The Lakers could be an option. So Dinwiddie is really the one that people are going to, I mean, Dinwiddie really, like, I saw some report that it was just like a super cut of all the times Dinwiddie was like not caring anymore. That's quick reminder, Happy Place Hemp is a new citrus, like a new seltzer. It's citrus. It's called Drift into Happiness. They have teamed up with 1840 Brewing. If you order 3 or more 4-packs, you can get free shipping on it. If you order at happyplacehemp.com, promo code BART, you can go to the store in Muskego. They have these there. Just tell them you listen to Into the Winklerverse or Bart Winkler Show. This is also available at Ray's in Tosa. I do not have a deal with Ray's, so you will be paying full price there, but it will be worth it. I'll have to call Ray or whoever the hell runs Ray's these days. But I'm like tight with Otto, you know. So whoever the run, I gotta go to Otto's and say, hey, you guys gotta get this because I got an Otto's near me. When the Otto's near me, the captain is like right by the counter. So I always like do I don't want to just go do captain. Like, oh man, this guy needs his captain. So I do like a lap. I like look for other things. I pick shit up, put it down, and then I get the captain. And then I'm like, oh, the captain. And they're like, you know who you are. You do this every time. Oh, great. Also, thanks to Tupelo Honey. No, this week with Grant in Vegas for the Super Bowl. Grant sent me a picture last night of him, Bukowski, and Horvat together. Oh, I had the FOMO. I had the FOMO going.
Horvat's there. That's awesome.
Horvat's there for his show. Bukowski's there. A lot of friends of show are out there. Clemens took a picture of Carrot Top and said it was me, so that was great. Zach wants to know what I'm getting that Batteries Plus promo. Oh, I do have a read for Batteries Plus. It's on my phone. If you need batteries, go anywhere else besides Batteries Plus. Kidding.
I went to Tupelo Honey for lunch today with some coworkers. Spot on as always.
You went today?
Today I got
Shit, bury the lead.
Shrimp po' boy, and they hooked us up with some free apps because we dropped the pod name. So my favorite was the spicy fried cauliflower. They also have like a pimento dip that was delicious. Their house-made chips are like very good, better than most Mexican restaurants. That's what came with the pimento cheese dip. So Tupelo Honey on what street is that?
Broadway and Clybourne.
Thank you.
I have to go there again. Every time I've gone there, it's been like 2 degrees.
It was beautiful downtown today. I looked up.
I mean, I'm not kidding. I might take another walk.
Yeah, I think you should.
Walking is amazing. I like just discovered exercise.
Don't you walk to pick up your son when it's nice out?
I walked to get him last night, and he was not happy because it was cold as shit. I thought it was warmer than it was, but it was cold. And then he wanted to play at the park on the way home, and I'm like, no. And then he sat down in the middle of the playground crying. So then I do the thing where I walk away from him, which is like tragedy. I was like, what am I? Terrible.
Well,
real bad.
Maybe he'll like the nice weather today. I looked up potential buyout centers, and they're saying Andre Drummond might get bought out by the Bulls or Thad Young.
Well, how much do they make? Because we can't sign anybody that makes over 12.4 or made over 12.4.
Drummond.
I love like rooting for sports. You got to know math. All right, Drummond don't make shit.
Yeah, he's 3.5, and Thad Young is $8 million.
All right,
so
Drummond does. I mean, he puts up numbers when he gets in there. He's all over the glass.
If we could get Drummond, that would be beautiful. He's got a good 6 minutes in him a game, and that's probably all we need. So, all right, guys, I got to drop off.
Any other? What's that? You're leaving?
Yeah, but thanks for doing this, Bart. Great content as always.
Well, thank you, sir.
Thanks, Mark. See you.
Mark, thank you.
Yep.
Thanks for the updates.
Yeah.
Mark. You broke news to me. You kept me entertained. So thanks to Mark. So there'll be a buyout of some way, shape, or form. I believe. I'm not exactly sure who the targets are going to be. It can't be Dinwiddie. And a lot of these guys, PJ Tucker's not going to request a buyout. This new salary cap has like really changed what teams can do, the new CBA. And that's why when I read all those teams, there's a lot like, yeah, Dinwiddie could go to one of these teams. A lot of teams can't afford him. So I don't know who like the target would be. It may be that the reason for the Lopez trade was for next summer when they have first available again because of that Stepien rule. You're not going to buy out Robin Lopez. Duh. Drummond. Otto Porter Jr., how much was he making? I think he was he still making a shitload of money? Gallinari, I think he was making money. I don't know. If you're a Bucks fan that are like, well, I like this move, but I got to see what else we might do. I think you got to just think that this is it. I think you just got to feel like this is going to be it. This is what you're getting. Bobby's still here. Pat's still here. I didn't really, I'm not too affected by that. I understand that they can play better than they have, but all these options for Bobby, I wasn't like into. I didn't think they would be better than Bobby. And I don't think the last thing this team needs is change for the sake of change. They did that already. So it's kind of like their trade deadline was trading Adrian Griffin for Doc Rivers. That's kind of what it was like. If you really think about it, that's kind of what it was like. I'm going to wrap up the pod. I do have a couple of voicemails. I don't think they're Bucks related, but I will play them. Anyway, why not? Carl's Place voicemail line still exists. 402-915-BART, 402-915-2278. That number is available at the Winklerverse on Twitter, or just message me. I'll get it to you. So a couple of voicemails. This one is from Brick. I think we're talking a little bit about the Brewers like we did the other day. Here's Brick from West Dallas.
Bart, it's Brick. I'm not going to let you do it to me this year. I can't do it again. Last year I did it. The year before I did it. I did it with the Packers this year. I've done it with all of my sports teams over and over again. And almost every single time, I'm heartbroken. I start to believe that, well, maybe if this guy does this thing, and then this guy gets hot, and then they put it together, and they really start playing for each other, who knows? Let's roll the dice. Oh, they're playing really well. Who knows what could happen? No, I'm not going to let you do it to me with this stupid organization that the Brewers are. So are the Brewers, but they're just, I can't do it. I emotionally and mentally cannot do it after the Packers season we just had. That, yes, it was fun, but at the end I started to really believe and then have my heart broken again. I can't do it this year. I'm going to try my best to just whatever, say la vie with the Brewers and see what happens, but I cannot become emotionally invested and start having expectations for this team because I just can't do it. My heart can't take it. I just can't. So that's all I got to say with those Brewers. And lastly, I'm doing some fundraising for the football team that I coach. If anyone wants to buy some Krispy Kreme donuts, DM me on Twitter or X at brick.breaker44. I'll send you a link. You can get some discounted Krispy Kreme donuts. Shameless plug. Thanks, guys. Bart, love it. I love the national perspective. Texas Badger, you're an idiot, but it was the blocking the border by yourself comment was pretty fucking funny. All right. I hope you guys have the day you deserve, everyone out there, and fuck you, Craig Counsell, as always.
Speaking of Craig Counsell, I just saw this. It's back. The Wisconsin resident-only ticket presale is back. Starting on Friday at 10 a.m., Wisconsinites will get the first opportunity to purchase tickets to the 7 regular season home games against the Cubs. Why do you do this? Stop doing that. It gives them ammo to make fun of us. And then we buy them and just sell it to them anyway. It's not cool. Stop doing it, Brewers. Here is Teacher Tom.
Hey, this is Teacher Tom.
and listening to the podcast from this Tuesday, I think it's February 6th, about the Brewers and the David Stearns era. I think my biggest regret was 2019 when David Stearns put all his faith in Corbin, Burns, Woodruff, and Peralta. You know, all three guys were good in 2018, but in limited form. Great starter right off the bat. You know, I was anxious, nervous about it. Like, you can't count on all three young guys to be good right away. Like, but that's what Stearns did. So they did not re-sign Wade Miley. They let Yoeli Chassin walk. I forget if any of the other starters left. But then Corbin Burns, you know, homered his way out of the rotation. Peralta had ups and downs. But that's my biggest regret, putting too much faith in those guys at a young age.
Just don't have any expectations on the Brewers, and then you won't get hurt. That's where I'm at. Hey, Mr. Positive. You may know him from the CBS show. What's up, Mr. Positive? We'll talk tonight. A lot of people want to hear you and Dave in Miami talk to each other at the same time, but Dave in Miami doesn't want to agree to that. So, little drama on the CBS show. Little drama going on. All right, a couple other tweets or people I wanted to see their thoughts on regarding the trade deadline. Name doesn't have much else. Hunter Baumgart also was watching the Pat Connaughton Beverly video, and he got a call about a flight that he has today.
Hello. A 9 o'clock fight tonight? Oh my God. Yeah, I know they want me to play tomorrow. Okay, so I'll play Denver Sunday. Okay, so I gotta fly out tonight.
Wow.
Ooh, I mean, I'm gonna have Mike come with me tonight.
All right, so the Bucks play tonight against Minnesota. They play Charlotte, so he won't play that game. Shit, I'll be there. And then when do the Bucks play Denver? That's not till Monday. So it looks like Pat Bev will be on Monday. Dwayne wants to know if I'm going to cover the WWE news conference. No. But man, do I start to feel like I'm being worked here. I saw Rock on McAfee calling people like me Cody crybabies. He was like The Rock. The Rock is like, hey, Dad, you want to play with me? I can't. Cody Rhodes. Hey, wife. Hey, you want to have sex with me? I can't. Cody Rhodes. Hollywood Rock is back. Cone roller.
Free cone. What up?
3 straight for Bucky. Ugh.
Yeah, not great. Last night was pathetic. I mean, they just played flat. Steven Crowell, AJ Storr, looks like they've lost it. But we'll see. A lot of season left still.
A lot of season left, and the season only actually starts in March. So,
To casuals, yes. Agreed.
such as myself.
Like the Pat Bev move, honestly. I like it.
Team got better, bring some defense, and he's excited to be here. It was like cool that he went live, and you got to see him reacting, and he's excited. Like, he's excited to be here. I think that's great. I'm in.
Do we have any clips from Campaign's live stream podcast of when he found out he got traded?
No, I don't think we do.
But I agree with what you and Tony were saying. You know, this team is, as it going into the year, had a good enough roster to win a championship. It's really going to come down on Dame and Giannis. I don't know if Pat Bev is going to be able to help Giannis shoot better from the free throw line this playoffs, but it starts with Dame and Giannis and pretty much ends there. I don't think Pat Bev is a make or break to a championship run.
You know, when people would always call in and say, or I would do NFL interviews and I would say, geez, Packers kind of suck. And they'd always say, well, as long as you have Aaron Rodgers. As long as you have Dame and Giannis. Are we forgetting that we have Dame and Giannis on the same team? Like, are we forgetting about this? Oh, we didn't get Bruce Brown. Oh, we didn't get Dorian Finney-Smith. Oh, you know who you did get? Fucking Damian Lillard, dude. You have Dame and Giannis. Like, if they can't figure it out, then you don't deserve to win anyway.
Preach.
Who do you think we're gonna buy out? Like, do you think we could buy out Thad Young? How about you got fucking Damian Lillard? What are we doing?
Rodgers was just on Rogan. Episode came out last night.
I did catch a little bit of it. I like that, unless there was more. But what is it, a 3-hour interview?
Yeah, about 220.
I don't think there's anything that was said that I can't predict that was said.
Okay.
Was anything new?
Not really. He talked a little bit about the Jimmy Kimmel stuff. That's somewhat new.
Yeah, he kind of weaseled his way out of one. He was insinuating. He's backing off. He knew what he was doing.
Yeah.
You tweeted me. You wanted me to talk about Tucker Carlson going to Russia.
Yeah, are we doing a post-game breakdown of that interview?
Was that interview conducted already? Did he leave?
It was conducted, and I think it's getting posted tonight around 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock.
Oh, really?
I think so.
Oh, so I can hit it live on national.
You could, if you're willing to go down that route.
I am looking for a lead tonight.
I mean, it's going to be calling out people like yourself, mainstream media. So, I'd be very careful.
I did say the other night that I don't want to talk about anything presidential. I don't want any, not even like jokes. I don't want to make jokes. I don't want to have references. I don't want the 2024 presidential campaign to come up in any way, shape, or form on my CBS show. I never said that I wouldn't talk about the Russian president.
Well, our 2024 campaign just got traded to Philly.
Yes, it did. The 2024 campaign is going to depend on Philadelphia, probably in more ways than one. All right. That's all I got, Cohen, unless you get anything more. I've been enjoying Grant's Super Bowl coverage. Bills as well.
Yep.
They're doing a bang-up job.
Did you ever go to Radio Row?
I've never been. And I've never had a burning desire to until this year. I see Grant there. I see Horvat there. It's at Vegas.
Yeah, I think Vegas is the big adder there this year.
Because then I'm going to be like, oh, I got to go next year. And this is going to be in New Orleans, which, hey, great. But also, it ain't Vegas, man.
Been there, done that.
Mm-hmm. Vegas has a UFC fight this weekend. They got Live Golf, which is popular again for some reason now. They got the WWE there for a press conference, which I might go live for. I won't, but I am jacked.
Ooh, what? Gary Sanchez signing with the Brewers.
Oh, yes. I was going to do an emergency pod last night on that, but my computer was low on battery.
Love it. I think it's a great move. I think anybody calling Mark cheap can shove it up their ass. Brett and Tosa has been on this, but they reinvested that Corbin Burns trade, his contract already. I mean, they already spent that money on Gary Sanchez and that one reliever they got. So, anybody calling Mark cheap, kiss my ass.
Yeah, I the Burns trade, it sucks that we have to trade Burns, but I don't know. I Rhys Hoskins did not make us World Series contenders.
No.
So trading Corbin Burns does not take us out of that category.
I think they honestly should sign Trevor Bauer. Gary Sheffield saying he's willing to settle for league minimum with incentive-based contract. I mean, why not?
Well, someone's gonna.
All right. Why not us?
Yeah. Who else can we sign?
I don't know.
You going to the waste management?
I'm going on Saturday.
You are.
I am.
My grandma.
I tell you, high of 55 on Saturday or Friday and Saturday here in Phoenix.
Ooh,
Pouring rain right now.
really?
Yep.
Did they stop the golf?
I don't know. I'll have to look.
My grandma lives in there's a complex right by it. And she goes there for the winters. So last year when I visited her, I saw it and I was like, you fucking live right next to this thing. I didn't say fuck. She doesn't swear.
Are you coming back out this year to visit Grammy?
No, this year's trip is Florida to visit Mon Pa.
WTF.
Yeah, we're gonna, and then maybe I'll write the sequel as a visitor.
What would the sequel be called?
It would have to be called like, so if it's WTF, what's another one like that?
I know, I'm trying to think.
I could do like a see you next Tuesday sort of thing.
That's a little more aggressive.
Yeah, a little bit. Then just spell it out at the top of the book.
That'd probably be banned in a lot of schools, I'm guessing.
I don't think I won't say the word. I can't say the word. I can't say the word. I'm not going to say the word. I think that word has become worse than the F word in my lifetime.
Which F word?
I guess all of them. All of them. All right. I am going to go buy some groceries and then pick up my son and then watch a WWE press conference and then go watch Tucker Carlson and Vladimir Putin and then break it down on CBS tonight.
Loaded afternoon here in the sports world.
Loaded show.
Can't wait. Well, I'll talk to you later, Bart. I love the trade. Give the Bucks an A. Who cares? But I don't know. Let's win a title.
Let's win a title. Tommy, appreciate you. Cone, see ya.
Peace.
Thanks to Tony and Q and all the comments. And Mark for all the breaking news earlier. We will talk next week. I don't know why I did that. Hat tip. See ya.